This twist stunned everyone, the shocking case of Amber Belken intro. It was a regular morning until it wasn't. A bright young woman disappeared while simply opening her workplace, sending shockwaves through her community. What seemed like a tragic robbery soon spiraled into something far more sinister. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered secrets, betrayal, and a twist so unexpected it left even seasoned detectives stunned. This is the haunting story of Amber Belken, a case that chilled a city, dragged on for years, and proved that evil often hides in plain sight. And while justice was delayed, it was never denied, a bright light dimmed. Amber Belken was born on December 6, 1981, in San Antonio, Texas. An only child, she was the center of her parents' world. From an early age, Amber stood out, not because she was loud or flashy, but because she had a gentle, caring heart. Her love for animals was unmatched. Whether it was stray cats, frogs, or even turtles, she brought them home and nurtured them like family. Her dream? To become a veterinarian and care for the creatures she loved so much. After graduating high school, Amber began working at a video game store to save money for college. She quickly rose through the ranks to become the manager. Well-respected, responsible, and always reliable. Everyone who knew her admired her determination and warmth. In 2007, at the age of 25, she finally signed up for veterinary courses at a local college. Her life was heading in the right direction. But on the morning of January 29th, all of that changed. The morning that changed everything. Amber was supposed to open the store that day, just like she always did. But when she didn't show up, her co-workers grew concerned. Calls to her phone went unanswered. The store remained locked. A fellow employee named Giovani was sent to check on things. When he arrived, everything appeared normal. The store was closed, dark and empty. He peeked through the windows and left. A few hours later, corporate called again and asked him to return. This time, Giovani saw something strange. Another co-worker, Brandon, was inside the dark store. The place was in chaos. Boxes scattered, registers open, and cash lying around. A robbery? Giovani went straight to the manager's office, and that's when he found her. Amber's body lifeless, with a plastic bag pulled tightly over her head. A robbery or something else? Police arrived quickly and began their investigation. At first glance, it looked like a robbery gone wrong. The safe was empty, the register wide open. But something didn't sit right. Amber's car was still in the parking lot, unlocked. Her phone inside. The scene was messy but strangely intentional, like someone wanted it to look like a robbery. Detectives learned that Amber had arrived at the store as usual and was likely attacked almost immediately. There were no signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, no DNA. The store had no surveillance cameras, unlike the rest of the chain. Whoever did this knew the layout, and here's where it got even darker. Amber's hands had been duct taped at some point. The plastic bag suffocated her slowly. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment attack. It was cold, controlled, and cruel. The first suspect, Brandon, the co-worker Giovani found inside the store, became the immediate suspect. His behavior was odd. He claimed he hadn't noticed anything wrong when he walked into the store. Really? With cash scattered and the place in disarray? Brandon told police he thought he was scheduled to open that day and just assumed the night crew left the place messy. But investigators weren't buying it. He had the motive. Amber had reportedly filed complaints against him and was even planning to have him fired. The timing? Too perfect. But after searching his house, car, and phone, nothing. Stolen items? Gone. His alibi? Solid. Phone records placed him miles away when the murder occurred. Even his fiancée backed up his story. Despite the red flags, police had to let him go. The case goes cold. With no leads, detectives turned to the public. A $100,000 reward was offered. Tips flooded in, but each one led to a dead end. Months passed, then a year. Amber's family was left without answers, and her killer still roamed free. Until one day, the case cracked wide open. A whisper from the shadows. 7 months after the murder, police received a call. A man wanted to speak, anonymously. He had information, he claimed. At first vague and hesitant, the man finally agreed to meet with investigators. What he told them stunned everyone. The day before Amber was killed, his friend had suggested pulling off an easy robbery. He declined, but when Amber was found dead, he knew his friend was involved. That friend? Giovani. Yes, the same employee who had been the first to check the scene. The one who found Amber's body. The one who had led investigators away from himself. Until now. The man said Giovani confessed to the murder the day after it happened. He had stayed silent for months, terrified that Giovani might hurt him too. Too clever for his own good police brought Giovani in. He denied everything. Stone-faced, emotionless, unshaken. No physical evidence tied him to the crime, but the story was starting to unravel. Amber would have trusted Giovani. He was a co-worker. She would have let him in without question. He knew there were no cameras. He knew her routine. He knew she was alone. Still, without hard evidence, prosecutors hesitated to go to trial. In a last-ditch effort, detectives requested a DNA sample. It was a psychological play. They hoped it would rattle him. It did. After handing over his DNA, Giovani fled with his wife and children to Laredo near the Mexican border. That move raised alarms, but with no warrant, police couldn't arrest him. Then another twist. Giovani's wife Veronica called the police. She revealed everything: how he had confessed to Amber's murder, how he had abused her for years, physically, emotionally, and sexually, how he controlled every aspect of her life, how he threatened her with death if she ever spoke up. The day after giving his DNA, he told her to pack up and leave. That's when she knew he was hiding something. Veronica's courage gave the DA what they needed: running, hiding. Then caught the U.S. Marshals added Giovani to their 15 most wanted list. Working with Mexican authorities, they tracked him down. A month later, they found him at a relative's home in Mexico. The irony? He was playing one of the stolen video games from the day of Amber's murder. Extradition took time, but under one condition: they had to remove the death penalty from the table. Eventually, Giovani was back in Texas, and finally, behind bars. A chilling lack of remorse. During his plea deal, Giovani admitted partial guilt. He said he didn't mean to kill her, just wanted to rob the store. But detectives didn't buy it. He lied about losing his job, lied about not planning to hurt her. Amber knew him. If he let her live, she would have identified him. His claim of feeling guilty and wanting to turn himself in was an insult to Amber's memory. In reality, he ran, hid, and tried to erase what he'd done. Now sentenced to life in prison, Giovani will be eligible for parole in 2038, but Amber's parents vow to fight every step of the way to ensure he never walks free, the man they got wrong. And then there's Brandon, the man who, for weeks, lived under suspicion. Police treated him like a killer. Friends pulled away. His fiancée was interrogated. He was innocent. Years later, Brandon rebuilt his life. He got married, started a family, and in 2018, while driving his truck, he saw a young girl being swept away in floodwaters. He jumped into action, helped save her life, and proved something: that despite being accused of something horrific, his heart remained good. Amber Belken had dreams, a future, a heart full of compassion. Her life was stolen by someone she trusted, and justice came only after years of pain. Let her story remind us: not all crimes are random. Sometimes evil hides in plain sight, and sometimes justice takes time, but it comes. If you found this story powerful, let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts on Giovani's motives? Like this video to support true crime storytelling. And don't forget to subscribe for more shocking real-life cases, because sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction.